Good morning. Welcome to the JagCorner. I think my mic is working. It's definitely duct tape this morning. I have this issue where I'm plugging my Stream Deck, and I don't know if it's while something else is happening while I'm setting things up in OBS, but it disables all of my USB ports. And just restarting the computer, same problem. Nothing's working. None of the USB ports are working. And so what I did to fix it is I unplugged everything USB, restarted the computer. So no keyboard, no mouse, nothing. Let it boot, and then I plugged everything in one by one, and it seems to work. So bizarre. I don't understand why it's doing that. I've never run into that before. I haven't done research on it yet. I should go do some research. But anyways, really weird. But yep, early morning. Sneths, I think that's how you say your name. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to play some Myst, and I screwed up on the thumbnail too, so I just got that fixed. Excuse me. I just got that fixed, and so we're going to play some Myst here really soon. I want to cover a few news items before we start, and then I want to show you a little bit of what we were programming last week. I just wanted to give a quick update on that. I've gotten pretty far with a Jaguar version of the 240p test suite, so I just want to show what I've done with that so far, and then we'll get to Myst. Before we get to that, something else crossed my mind, and now it's gone. Oh yeah, I was just going to introduce myself because I haven't seen you before, SNES. My name's Will Thorup. I am a developer for the Atari Jaguar, and I run JagCorner here. And every week we do either some Let's Plays or we do some programming. And this week we're going to do some Let's Plays. I've been wanting to play Myst on the Jag for a long time. I actually, I don't know if it was my first experience with Myst, because I know my oldest sister played it on PC around the time it was released. I was only like 4 or 5 years old. And some of my earliest gaming memories were with Myst. But I do remember we had it on the Jaguar CD as well in the 90s. And so I don't know which came first. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that this week. I'm hoping to get all the way through it today and tomorrow. I think I can get it finished in about 6 hours. I've played it enough times that I should be able to do that. So we're going to give it a try. We may maybe I'll do an extra stream this week just so we can get it over with. Or maybe we'll do a stream next week. I'm not sure. We'll see. But before we get to that, let's go over some news here. If you just as a reminder, if you haven't already, I do have a newsletter at JagCorner.com. It's just an email sign up thing that you'll get some stuff a little bit earlier than everybody else if you sign up to this, and there may even be some exclusive content. So yeah, I have some things coming down the line. I'm working on a game right now for the Jag. It's called Crescent Memories. It's actually 3 games in one. It's a compilation. There's a Flappy Bird clone that I actually released in 2016 that has some slight updates. It's just optimized. I've learned a lot in terms of coding in C that I didn't know before. So, and then it has a Pong clone, but it has some twists with the formula there, so it's a little more interesting. And then I have a game called Audit Will Be Watching. I guess I can show you those. Let's see here. See if I can pull it up. Audit Will Be Watching, which is a menu-driven survival game, and it's inspired by an existing game called The Gods Will Be Watching, but it's kind of gone on its own path, so it's similar in some regards, but it's quite different now. Anyways, yeah, this is what I'm currently working on, and I'm programming this kind of in the background right now. I've been working on porting the 240p test suite recently, which has been a good experience. It's been good practice. And there's some things I've actually learned doing that will help out this game. That's another reason why I've kind of been this has been moving a bit slower, because I feel like there's been a few more things that I need to learn in terms of the Jaguar platform specifically, and also C code. And I have. It's been a good diversion, working on a few other things. But anyways, I also do some blogs here. A few other things, some programming things. I talk about some of the cover art I do for other people's projects for the Jag and other Atari related products. I work pretty closely with Atari Age on some of their releases, and so I'm an illustrator as well. I'm an artist and illustrator. I'm not just a programmer. In fact, I'm more of an artist and illustrator than I am a programmer. But I want to tell stories through games, and so I'm using the Jaguar as a platform to learn how to program, and it's been a really good experience so far. So, in regards to news, just a few reminders. If you haven't already, Gravitic Minds, which full disclaimer, I've worked on the artwork. I did the patches and all the extra content for this release for Atari Age. This is the pre-order still open, and I believe I can't remember. I know it's soon that they're going to be shipping these out. It's really soon, but because it's an Atari Age release, he'll be making it indefinitely as long as he's alive, anyways, as far as I know. And there's a deluxe version that comes with like a poster, a baseball cap, patch, keychain, all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in that, go and grab that. It's there's demo available if you want to try it out, and I believe it runs in the Virtual Jaguar emulator as well if you want to just test it out on your PC really quick. It's a really fun game. If you know, there was a game on the Atari ST called Oids. It's very much like that, except better because it's on the Jag. It's much more polished than I think. I don't want to say more polished. It feels more involved. There's a lot more going on, and it just feels really good. It's a very, very good for that formula. It's a very good version of that formula. Asterite will be, I believe that's shipping really soon as well. And that one's open for pre-order over at Songbird Productions. Yeah, those are all available, and so is 8-Bit Slicks. And I'm talking about, the reason why I bring up 8-Bit Slicks for the links is I worked on the artwork for this. I did the cover art for this, and so I like to push that for my art's sake. But it's what's cool about 8-Bit Slicks is it's part of this 8-Bit Hub project, which is a secondary device that you can plug in the Lynx, Commodore 64, Atari 8-bit personal computers. I think they have NES support now. The Amstrad, I think, Amstrad CPC. It's one of those. It's one of those European personal computer consoles I'm not entirely familiar with. There's all sorts of 8-bit consoles you can plug into this 8-bit hub, and you can play these games like 8-Bit Slicks. I think there's one or two others right now. You can play cross-platform online, which is awesome. Who would have ever thought that would have been possible beyond a serial connection, you know? Lawrence is working on some other... Lawrence of Reboot is working on a new game called Jumping at Shadows. Looking forward to that. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that might be worth pointing out here. I don't think so. Songbird does have some other projects coming down the line. He has this Microvaders. It's just a Space Invaders, kind of Yar's Revenge, that kind of, or not Yar's Revenge. I always forget. It's kind of like Space Invaders, but the enemies like fly down and stuff. Like, I can't remember what it is. It's another classic shooter. Matt Smith, good morning. Good to see you again. Another week. Some more Jag stuff. Just going through some news items here. So Fattest, who works on, I think he's Yatsuya Games. I think that's how you say it. Let's see if it's written here somewhere. Yatsuna, I think that's what it is. Yatsuna Games. He's selling some demo carts and some other carts. Select games and demos that he's worked on. All the proceeds he's now sending to a charity, which I think is Doctors Without Borders. Yes, that's what it is. So that's going to what I understand to be a pretty darn good charity. I don't know a whole lot about it. It is endorsed by somebody else here. Go do your own research for sure on that. But it's cool to see that this kind of stuff is happening, so that what we're doing isn't completely a waste of time. right? It's good that we can help some people while we enjoy the things that we like to do. Another thing that caught my eye is the sizecoding.org. 42BS started a listing here at sizecoding.org, and I had no idea that this existed until this post, but it's just a website that's dedicated to tutorials and instructions on making small programs for certain platforms. And somebody just started one for the Atari Jaguar on how to set up. Here's very short code for setting up the video display. Here's very short code to make a sound on the platform. So this may be a good way for people to start programming, at least low level on the Jag, if you're interested in getting into the assembler level on the Jag. So anyways, that's pretty cool. I thought that was worth bringing up in case you want to start playing with something. So. And it looks like there is a conversation about resolution and other things going on there right now, which I've been getting into a little bit, resolutions on the Jag because of the 240p test suite. There's going to be a few options in there that I'm going to have to figure out how to implement we probably don't need to do all of them because there's only a handful of games on the Jag that use different resolutions for different things. One off the top of my head that I can think of is iWar. I'm pretty sure the title screen is running at a higher resolution. I'm not sure exactly what resolution it's at, but it's definitely higher. Seems to refresh differently when you play that game, and so I'm pretty sure that's a different resolution. And so with the 240p test suite, I think I'll probably have to decide, or somebody in the future will have to add or something, just some special tests specifically for the Jag platform to test those resolutions for those fringe cases on the Jag. But anyways, another cool thing that came up, and again, this is 42BS, is he released the sources for the latest version of Jagtris, which is just Tetris on the Jag. It's a fairly good version. It's definitely not my favorite version of Tetris, but it is Tetris. And I guess I shouldn't complain because I think it's the only one that we have. It seems like there might be one other version on the Jag, but this one's pretty good. And I think it includes all the assets and everything, and you can probably build this pretty straightforward, even with the removers library if I had to. Well, not the removers library, but with RMac and RLN, you can probably do that. So if you can get object files using RMac, you should be able to link it all together pretty quick. And there's a make file, so it should walk you through that. Anyways, I thought this was really cool as well. If you're interested in digging into code and learning how these games come together, it's cool to see that people are willing to post their source code here. And I'm planning, and I think I have to do this with the 240p test suite. That all that code will be available. So if you want to see at least how I code Jag stuff with that C library for the Jag, the removers library, that will be available. And you'll probably have access to my text library too, my text engine, which it's a good engine, but it was done very early on. My brother actually did the base for it. I've done some updating over time, and it shows its age and it shows its inexperience because both of us were pretty new to C code at that time. But heading to work, we'll check out the rest later. Never played Myst on the Jag. Yeah, have a great time at work. This is actually the first time I'll be beating it on the Jag. I've played it on the Jag before, and before you leave, something special about the Jag version is this is the first version that has true color graphics, and so everything before that was 8-bit graphics, so it was limited to 256 colors. This is it's around 65,000 colors per pixel, or up to, or you can select from 65,000 colors per pixel, and so it's a little bit easier on the eyes than the older versions. And I'm pretty sure this version was the only true color version up until like 97 or 98. So it held that title for quite a few years. But anyways, enjoy your day. Thanks for stopping by. Anyways, yeah, Jagtris on source code is now available, which is cool. And it looks like some of the mod files, the music is copyrighted, but everything else is probably open. And I did not realize that this was available on the Loops ROM. So if you have a copy of Loops, which I believe Atari Age is selling that, that is available on there. It might be a controller code or something at the title screen. So I have a faint memory of somebody talking about it, but anyways, okay. I want to get to Myst here, but there's one more thing I want to show, and that is the 420 or 240 420 the 240p test suite. I've made quite a bit of progress over it the last week. Make skunk. Let's do that. Send that over. There won't be any audio here, so don't worry about that, but we will need to adjust audio once I get playing Myst. So, I got the text finally working. I think that's where we left off last week. Got the text working, and I have pretty much all the test patterns. There's only one test pattern that I don't have because I don't entirely understand how it works, and that's the IRE test. But everything else I have. So there's the plugge test, the color bars. This is just a color gradient, which I do need to calibrate this monitor at some point. This is my LCD. And so you have this 75%, 100% European bars, color bars, and then these are NTSC bars or SMPTE bars. And I actually had, so I have a couple PVMs available to me where I'm at right now, and I had my brother sit down and actually showed me how to do a, oh darn it, I already forgot what it's called. It's called a Blue Scope. And it basically, there's a button that turns everything blue on the screen, and I learned how to actually do a color calibration with these bars, and it's really cool. It'd be cool to do that on stream at some point, because I'm sure there's some YouTube video somewhere that explains how to use that, but it'd be cool to show that. Anyways, there's that. Reference color bars, I'm not entirely sure what those are for. Color bleed check, so you got your vertical lines and then a checkerboard to check for color bleed. Your monoscope, which is really cool, and I'm not sure why they have this. This is I'm basing this off of the Mega Drive version, and I just realized I'm not really 4x3. I kind of want to fix this. Let's fix this. This is what this is for. I can actually fix this now by getting an almost perfect square like that. So I have a correct pixel. Well, it's actually probably more like that. Correct pixel aspect ratio. Yeah, there we go. That feels better. And I'm not going to worry about the other ones right now. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyways, but this, I'm not going to explain what all these tests are for, at least not completely. But they help you check the geometry of your CRT to see if there's any bowing on the side, and check convergence. So when pixels start to split, the RGB starts to split towards like the outer edges versus the center of the screen. And so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool scope, and you can you can fade that, so you can just check the square in the center to see how square it actually is. We have the grid, which is similar to the monoscope, but this also shows you where overscan is going to be with the red squares. You have your grayscale bars. This is kind of interesting. These are just colored screens, so you can check individual colors, pixel colors, stuff like that. But you can also set a custom color on the white. So have that set up. I don't have this test, that 100 IRE, I mentioned that. I have a sharpness test for adjusting your sharpness on your monitor, your overscan, and this is kind of fun because you can check to see how much overscan. So this won't matter to you guys because you can kind of see all the overscan already. But on my monitor, if I go to there, that's when I start to see that white box up at the top. And the bottom right there, which is pretty close to what you guys are seeing. And I guess I need to actually calibrate this. Anyways, you can reset those. There's a convergence test, which I don't know why that isn't working. I'm wondering if it crashed. It looks like it crashed. It looks like I have a bug somewhere. Something isn't unloading correctly. So let me just reset that and reload it. I have some sort of bug going on. I'll have to go test that. So the convergence, let's see if it'll work this time. Oh, something's broken there. I'm not sure what I changed that would break that. That's weird. Oh, it's probably running out of memory. Because I'm uploading a COF file, and so it's loading up everything that would be in the cartridge ROM into the Jaguar's memory. So I'm running out of space. Basically, all that is a bunch of grids to test, see how your pixels are separating. And then I've started on the video test. The only one I have is a scroll test, which is just shows a smooth scroll here, and I can't control that yet. In the demo on the Mega Drive version, you can speed it up, slow it down, or pause it, or switch directions, and I don't have that yet. But I learned some really cool things about scrolling here, how to do smooth scrolling on the Jag, which is I'm so glad I learned how to do this, because I'll be able to optimize some things with some of the games and with games in the future. So this was really cool to do. Anyways, that's what I've done so far on that. But now let's get to Myst. That's what we're here for, right? Well, I'll be working some more on this during the week, and also probably next week, because the hardware tests, there's going to be some learning curves with that, and some of the video tests, there's going to be some learning curves with that. We're going to have to decipher some of the code for the Mega Drive version to make sure that I'm doing things correctly. Excuse me. In fact, I imagine I'm probably doing some things incorrectly as it is, and we'll work those out once I get this, once the code is public, and I've talked to the guys that are working on this project and work some things out. But anyways, smooth scrolling on the Jag, pretty cool. Let's get going on Myst. So, let me go back to the camera. We're going to do the demo here first. So demo came in this little sleeve, cardboard sleeve. Has instructions on how to play on the back. It doesn't have intro text, but we will get to hear the intro text in the demo. I don't remember ever playing this demo when I was younger. In fact, yeah, I think it's just right here. So here's the demo disc. Very similar to the actual disc. I don't know if you can see that. See if it'll focus. It doesn't look like it's focusing, but it does say demo on it. It's slightly different. Looks like it's a slightly cheaper print, or a lower resolution image that they use for this, but it is screen printed, but it looks nice enough. But yeah, so Myst came out in the early 90s, and it was had quite the impact, because it was one of the first games that came out that at least caught people's attention and gave reason for a average consumer to get a CD-ROM drive. At least that's how it's told, how the story is told. I don't know how true that is. It made sense to me, because when you're shopping at thrift stores looking for old games and stuff like that, pretty sure that is a big big reason why people got it is a lot of people wanted to get Myst and play Myst, and so it sold CD-ROMs, because you can go to just about any thrift store anywhere, at least here in the United States, and if you look hard enough, you'll find a copy of Myst. They sold a lot of copies of Myst. I've never seen a Jaguar version of Myst at a thrift store, but seen plenty of PC versions and Mac versions of the original Myst. I have a copy or two for myself on the PC. And it's I don't want to talk too much about it, because a lot of people already know the story. Something I should point you guys to, though, if you're interested in some cool little details about the Jag version, recently, Arcade Attack, let me see if I can find it here. Arcade Attack Bob, what's his name? Oops, I did not spell that right. Podcast. So recently they released some podcasts. Let's see if we can find them. Let's search Atari. He did a few. Okay, here's one. So they had James Purple Hampton. He doesn't talk about Myst. That's a really good interview. Oh, here it is. This is the one. Bill Reebok, and his names are actually on the credit as producer for this game. And we'll talk about that in a sec after we look at the demo. But he has a few details about. He talks very briefly about Myst, but this is a really good podcast. Where he was largely responsible for bringing games like Doom and making sure that that Alien versus Predator was actually made and stuff like that. It's a really good interview to listen to. Some fun stories, an interesting perspective on Jack and Alex Trammell, I believe that was the son's name, and working with them. And they often get some flack in the Atari community, but he kind of has a different perspective on that. And so it's good to hear that perspective, him working with those, with the Trammells. Anyways, really good. The James Purple Hampton interview is really good. And there's one more interview that I haven't watched yet, and I can't remember which one it's called. It was maybe this one. No, I don't think it was that one. But anyways, it's one of these here. Really good interviews. Definitely worth watching. So I suggest doing that. Let's get this started because there's some interesting things here in the demo that I wanted to show that you don't get in the retail release, and they could be unique to the Jag version. I don't know enough about Myst demos to say that for sure. But anyways, yeah. Let's get started. I'm also going to be running a memory track, of course. Let me go big on that. Going to be doing the memory track. This is, you can probably tell by the screw holes up in the top left and right corners. This is my original memory track. Been meaning to get another one just so I have an extra one. But yeah. I imagine there's some old Myst save on there somewhere. I can't remember. Hey, let me know if you know how to get to the memory track BIOS screen before the game loads. Because it'd be cool to check out to see what saves are there. I keep forgetting how to do it, and I don't have the manual, so I have to look it up. Maybe we'll look it up here. We'll check out the demo here first. So I am going to adjust my microphone here, so I apologize if you're on headphones. This microphone is incredibly narrow. Okay, Jaguar. Let me know how the audio is, if it's good or not. That cyan intro brings back a lot of nostalgia. Really love it. It used to scare me as a kid because of that rom at the end, you know. But you know, Myst always kind of had this ominous feeling to me. I think that's why I have so much nostalgia for it. It scared me a little bit, and it's funny how the things that scare you. Maybe it's a trauma thing. I don't know, but. Anyways, I'm going to talk during the intro because I think most people have seen this intro already. The only thing different with this intro compared to other versions is right at the end it shows credits for the programmer and the producer for the Jag version, and so. But anyways, definitely an iconic intro. Music, I love the music in this game. Gosh, I should pull it out. I kind of want to gush about Myst here. maybe I'll go grab the vinyl here. Ooh, I love it. It's funny that they didn't do a video transition up to the book, at least here on the demo. It might be on the actual version, I don't remember. But anyways, this is the first difference that you'll notice. 1 second, something is going on here. It is shaking a little bit. Sometimes my OSSC will make the... Oh no, it's still doing it. Why is it still doing it? That is bizarre. 1 second. There we go. It's working now. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, there's this little, like, chunks of it will shift left and right. I don't know why it does that, but just pulling out the video cable and plugging it back in seemed to help. So yeah, this is the first difference you'll see is this screen, and I believe that background is pulled right from the game. I don't think it's a custom render. It might be, actually, because it seems like the camera should be tilted down just a little bit more, but not entirely sure. You have these info pages here. These are kind of interesting. Fewer chosen, fewer succeed. Journey now to an island world surrealistically tinged with mystery. And this is, I think this is the attract text on the back of the box, of the original box, which I'll show that here in a moment. Where every vibrant rock, scrap of paper, and sound may hold vital clues to your unraveling. A chilling tale of intrigue and injustice. Only your wits and imagination will serve to unlock the ancient betrayal of ages past. 2 years in the making, 40 minutes of movies and animation, 2,500 rendered true color images, and 66 minutes of original music. And I don't know if that 66 minutes is correct. It may be. Seems like it might be a little bit less than that. Let's see. And then a bunch of reviews. Best customer product, best game of '93. Yeah, it got a lot of awards when it was released. But Wilco Ladens, is that how you say it? Ladens. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Have you been on the stream before? I don't recognize your name. But good to see you anyways. Anyways, they got lots of awards in the 90s when it was first released. Some of these reviews were kind of interesting. Users may find themselves spending hours checking out every remarkable nook, cranny, and alternative reality of this compelling and addictive title. It's cool that they added all these in the demo. Obviously, they're trying to sell the game, right? It seems a disservice to call Myst a game. It is war and peace compared to most video games. Wow! That's quite the review, Rolling Stone. Myst is an epic disc and deserves to be an interactive classic, and definitely became that. Adventurers are in for a visual and oral treat with Cyan's new graphic adventure, Myst. Its challenging puzzles, near photorealistic images make Myst a truly mystifying experience. Haha. Good one, computer gaming world. Definitely set a new standard for games. If you haven't seen Broderbund's new Myst, you owe it to yourself to check out this masterpiece electronic entertainment magazine. So a lot of high praise from what were considered probably the top sources of news for games back in the day, at least big magazines, and as well as some more news, just general news related publications. But anyways, that's really cool. They had this cool slideshow. I'm going to let that play for just a moment. Just showing some of the artwork, and it's really cool to see this because again, this is true color, so it's 65,000 colors per pixel, whereas the original release was they had to crunch everything down to 8-bit per pixel, which is up to 256 colors per frame, and so that's big difference in terms of the color. I believe it's the same resolution, which would have just been 320 by 240, or maybe even a little bit less, because they do have black bars at the top and bottom. But you were very close. This is the first time I get to watch the stream live. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can make it this time. I'm starting a little bit later today. This is a bit duct tape this morning, but I got everything working. Everything seems to be working fine. But anyways, cool to see some of these. There's some shots in here that I like. That shot of the helmet and the sword, I didn't even know you could do that in this version of the game. So it's cool to see this slideshow. One more thing I want to show here, if I can get it to, go back out to the menu, is this interactive demo. And I'm going to be quiet here because there is a monologue for this demo that I've never heard before. And so I don't know if this is unique to this version of Myst, or if it was, or this version of the demo, because I'm sure they had other demos available for Myst. But anyways, I thought this was really cool. And I think this is unique text, unique dialogue too. I don't think it's written anywhere, at least on the box. Anyways, I'll play it here. And I'll be quiet. I'll turn it up. Let me turn it up. Hopefully I don't get copyright.
One day, you stumble across a battered old book, a book titled Myst. Its handwritten pages reveal an island world. As you reach the end of the book, you lay your hand on a page. Suddenly, your own world dissolves into blackness, and you find yourself in this island world. Explore the library in Myst, but remember, this island is only the first of many worlds that you will visit. As you begin your adventure, you will discover that most everything you see and touch has a purpose. It is up to you to unravel this tale of betrayal and deceit. The adventure begins here, but only you know where it will end.
Anyways, that was all automated up until the hand should pop up here. Yeah, and now I thought that was really cool, and I think that text actually is in the original manual for Myst, now that I think about it. There's a little, and it might be in the Jag manual. In fact, I'm not going to play this because it's just the game, except it won't let you exit the library. So that's what makes it a demo. But we'll let that sit for a second while we talk about the actual box art. But I do believe we talked before when I sold the VidGrid and Blue Lightning boxes. Go look with the game. I never managed to get very far in it. Oh, were you the one that did the reproduction boxes for some of the CD games, or all of the CD games? Thank you for doing that, by the way. It was nice to get new boxes for both of those games because they originally didn't have boxes. But I think I got a reproduction box for why can't I remember what it's called? Beast Wars? No, that's that's an animated kid show. What is it called? It's the fighter with the dinosaurs. And the reason why I got a reproduction box is because I'll probably never get an actual box. That's one of the most rare things you can get on the Jag is a box for that game. But anyways, here's the box for Myst. I recently actually purchased a new copy of Myst for the Jag because somebody on eBay was selling a collection. They had this box in Myst, but they had a strategy guide. I think they had a map. They had all sorts of memorabilia for Myst, and I purchased that. And they had obviously taken really good care of it, and I'm planning on taking really good care of it in their stead. But anyways, yeah, box came in great condition. But anyways, what else? Yeah, I never managed to get very far in it. Yeah, Myst is, if you don't give it enough time, it can be pretty daunting. Some of the puzzles are a little bit difficult. They're nowhere as difficult as the sequels, like Riven and Myst. Well, any of the sequels are way harder. Myst actually feels quite juvenile compared to the puzzles in later games. That's why I think I can get through it here pretty quick, fairly quick. Hopefully, because we're taking so much time actually getting started to play, we're probably going to have to do 3 or 4 streams, but that's okay. I just wanted to show the packaging here because I don't get to do that for these CD games very often, but this beautiful digipack packaging, I thought they did an excellent job with this game. And there's the CD. And I want to just mention really quick the programmer and the producer for this, Bill Reebok, which was that interview, that Arcade Attack that I was showing earlier. He helped produce this. He helped get this onto the Jag. And then the programmer, Scott Sanders. And I don't know too much about Scott, but as time goes on, I'll probably learn some things. But anyways, and this copy is pretty much brand new. It is flawless. There was one thing I wanted to check in the manual. I wanted to see if that monologue... Gotta move a few things here. I made VidGrid and blue lightning boxes. Primal Rage. Okay, yeah, so somebody else was doing reproduction boxes. And here's the thing. I'm not a huge fan of people doing reproduction stuff like that. But I do make exceptions for that rule, for that little piece of my morality, when it is something that is so far out of reach that reproductions is the only way I'm going to make it complete. And you know what I do, because I do like original boxes, original hardware and stuff like that. I write a note and I put it in the box saying that this box something in, and I do this for anything that is a reproduction. So if it ever ends up in somebody else's collection, because I'll never resell anything like that. If I just pass it on to somebody else, they'll know that it is an original. So that's pretty important to me. I just wanted to see an intriguing book. I have no idea where it came from, who wrote it, or how old it. Reading through its passage provides you with only a... Okay, so it looks like it's similar to the introduction text, that monologue that we just listened to. But anyways, let's get to the game. Now that I've meandered enough. Get this back in there. Anyways, yeah, let's get to the game. So I'm going to swap the CD here. Give me a second. Gotta wait for that CD to spin down. It doesn't have a stopping mechanism for the CD. So, and I don't want to try forcing it to stop because Jag CDs are fragile enough as it is. And because they're now going for like over $1,000, I don't want to risk breaking this before it's time. One day it will stop working. Like, I have no delusions about that, but if I can keep it going for as long as possible, that would be great. Okay. Get it started. Hopefully my memory track's working. I think it would pop up a message on screen if it wasn't working, so we should be good in that regard. But oh, it's not detecting it. I should have tested this copy out before I started. I have another copy. This is not my original copy. This is my new one. My original copy is it's scratched up quite a bit more, and so I was hoping that this one would work fine. Uh-oh. We may be out of luck here. I may have to go grab my other copy. I'm going to check out live on stream whether I got ripped off or not. No, this is definitely an original copy. Not burnt. It looks fine. Like it's pristine condition. There's only one little thing. There's a bubble on the inner ring, but that shouldn't affect the laser or anything. It's strange. Let's try this copy one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll go get my other copy. And if all else fails, I'll pull out my Jag GD. I think I have Myst on there. I don't know how far we'll get. And we won't be able to save our game, I don't think. Interesting. Wonder why that isn't working. Well, let me get my other copy. Bear with me. Yeah, I'll have to test out this copy on another CD unit at some point, see if it'll detect. I wonder if this one has succumbed to disc rot or something. You know, there is one scratch which might be keeping it from getting detected now that I'm looking at it. Gosh, it seems like it's outside though. I don't know. Let's try my original version. Let's see if we can get anywhere with it. Look at that, it loaded. There must be a fatal scratch on this disc. That's a bit of a bummer. It's okay. I think this copy is still playable. At least the last time I tried going or played this on the Jag, it seemed to be working pretty fine. We'll find out. I guess if all else fails, I can just burn another copy, but I don't want to do that. Oh, love that logo. Okay, I'm actually going to skip this because we watched it already. Let's go in here. Yeah, it looks like everything's working just fine. I should probably pull the manual out and tell you the truth, because I think you have to manually save. Yep, looks like it. Pointer speed normal. Ooh, can we slow, normal, fast? Cool. Oh, this has zip mode. So zip mode was, I wonder if this was the first version of zip mode. So zip mode is just allows you, in certain areas, you'll see a little lightning bolt appear, and it allows you to skip a bunch of screens. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that at some other point. This has a password system. So it looks like you can use the memory track or a password system. That's awesome. Hey, look at this. We can access everything in the memory track. There's Highlander, Battlemorph, Iron Soldier 2, some more Highlander. It looks like we've played Highlander a lot. And Myst right there. Oh, that's, oh, and it looks like I have, so one of these is my brother's, and this one is mine. Let's see if there's anything else. VidGrid, Philia, Lansar, memory track settings, Robinson's Requiem. Looks like I started that. Oh, we'll have to do that on stream at some point too. That game seems a little convoluted, but I think it'd be fun to figure that out on stream. So it looks like there's a few games on here already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete my old one. Yes. We'll get rid of that. And now we can save. Is there like a free space thing? I don't think there's... Doesn't look like there's a free space. I think we may just hit B. It's here. I'm not going to save over Highlander. I guess I should have just tried saving over my original game. Let's do Philia. I'm not too worried about that. And we will just do A and B to continue saving. There we go. Okay. So, what do we do here on the island of Myst? So I've played this game a lot, and so it's going to be interesting trying to comment on it during the live stream. I guess it depends on how much you guys want me to spoil, or if you just want me to kind of be quiet and play, I can do that too. Let me know. If you just hate my voice, let me know. If you love my voice, let me know. I'll definitely take it personally. Oh, we can turn that switch on. Yeah, this version looks way better than the original version. Let's go up here. This looks interesting. Things load pretty darn quickly in this version too. It seems like the original, like the Windows version of this game. No, I think it was DOS. So when I first saw this, it loaded quite a bit slower, and this is no, this is a single. No, I think you can do double speed on the Jag, if I remember right. Oh, there's another switch. Let's turn that on. Take a look around. Can I look up? Hey, look at that. I didn't know you could look up here. I don't think I've ever done that. I'm just more familiar with, sometimes you can look up in these games, and so that's cool that you can see the tower. And we're back here. Okay, let's head back down. There's a note. Let's take a look at that. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on the island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. So there's an imager down by the dock somewhere, but we need to count how many switches. So we've already seen 2. There's a third one here. Let's turn that on. There's a third one there. There's the library. I don't think there's a switch in there. There's a 4th one over here. Let's go ahead and go down to this. That took a little while to load. That was interesting. Turn that on. Oh, look at that. There's a ladder right here. Keep note of that. So we're to 4, right? Looks like there's a 5th one right here. Turn that on. I see a 6th one right there, next to whatever that entrance is. Oh, this has the birds in it. Or butterflies. Those are probably butterflies. I'm going to turn the audio up just a little bit because of how subtle the audio is in this game. Let me know if it is too loud and I'll turn it back down. But let's see here. That's 5 switches, right? 5. All the way down here. There's a 6th switch. I can't seem to get to it. Take a look at this puzzle. Well, that didn't do anything. It's just adjusts the clock, if I remember right. This is taking its dear sweet time loading. Huh. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, look at that. It adjusted the clock. I wonder why that took so long to load. That was interesting. Well, what was that? Number 7 or number 6? Can't remember. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7. Can I go up here? Oh yeah, look at that. I can go up here. I always forget that there's this other path up to the cabin. So that is 8 switches. So let's go back to the dock. Oh, look at that. There's a boat in the water. Oh, thanks for letting me know about the volume. That's good. Good to know. I don't have my headphones plugged in, so I can't do an audio check that way. So, thank you. Okay, let's go back down to the dock. And see, this is where that zip... hey, Ruth. Good morning. So, I'm gonna pick on you, Ruth, a little bit. Myst is one of my earliest gaming memories, and that memory was with my sister Ruth, which is on stream right now. And so she had this on her PC. And Ruth, maybe you can remember this, or maybe not. Were you playing that in DOS, or were you in a version of Windows at that point? Like Windows 3. Like Windows 95, or I think they had a DOS version of this. Anyways, let me know. It was Windows? Okay. Couldn't remember. But yeah, I do remember watching you play this, though. And so this is... Hey, look at that. I don't remember the pool down there being animated in the original version. That might be new to the Jag version. So Ruth, something I've learned recently about the Jag version, and its difference with the Windows version back in the early 90s, is the Jag version has what they call true color. It's 16 bits per pixel, per channel. Yeah, per pixel. And so it has better color than the original release. Anyways, something I learned. Let's go take a look at this. What happens when we click the button? Oh. Nothing. It just... You can see that now. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, this version of the game is a lot more colorful. They also say that things load faster in this version as well. I don't know how true that is. Oh, look at this. There's some things we can look out here. Water turbulent pool. That's probably what we were looking at. Let's look at the topographical extrusion test, which is 40. 40. It's 40, right? I wonder why it made that sound. It's interesting. Well, looks like we got some mountains. If I remember right, they should rotate. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Especially back in, I think this came out in 95. This version came out in 95. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And you know, I've tested this game out on the Jaguar SD card reader, and it works pretty good except for videos. Seem to struggle a little bit. Let's take a look at the marker switch really quick. Was it 47? It was 47. 7. Let's try turning this way to see if it's a bit faster. Oh yeah. Love the music and the sound effects. Yeah, the soundtrack on this. And maybe I'll show this on tomorrow's stream. They just released the original. Oh, I thought this one stuck out. Guess it didn't. They just released the soundtrack again on vinyl. And it's a double vinyl, great embossed sleeve for the vinyl. And it comes with an extra booklet that it talks about this other world that Atris went to, and it shows pictures of the objects that he found. It's really cool, especially for a collector. But the soundtrack, I love the soundtrack for this game. I think that's when, especially back in the 90s, need to turn down because I think you can click on that button. Yeah. Back in the 90s, just the music, because everybody was like, this is a really immersive game. And I think the music plays a huge part in that. Like the sound effects, obviously, and the fact that having the CD format allowed them to do the really high quality music, but in particular the sound effects as well. I'm pretty sure it's 8 switches, if I remember right. Anyways, but that's, so my day job is to produce video. I produce videos, and anybody who does a lot of video editing or produces video content, they know that audio is 50% of the picture. If you don't have good audio, it's almost more distracting than having bad visuals. We're keyed into audio a little bit better than our visual mechanisms, and so yeah. Anyways, audio makes a huge difference. Let's see if we got it right.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
And that was the message from Atris. Good morning, Bryce. Good to see you. No mouse support on this. It'd be really cool to be able to hack some mouse support into this game. I don't think there's mouse support. Now that I think about it, I've never really looked, but I highly doubt it has mouse support. So that was definitely a post-mortem update to the Jag. So, but yeah, so Atris says that there was some problems with his kids, and they destroyed his library, and he's taken the books that are still working and put those in protected places, and so we got to go find those books. And I can't remember if he said anything about the tower, but that is both the key and the solutions to finding those books. So let's go figure that out. I think we've turned on every switch except for one, which was on the other side. It's next to that tower at the far end of the island. Can you erase the message? The one Atris said to delete. I don't know how you could erase it. He doesn't tell you how to erase it. He said to remember the tower rotation. Okay, yeah, that's right, the tower rotation. So he does give us that clue, and so we're gonna go check that out here really quick. I don't think you can delete the message. So I got this really cool book, and I think I have it here. Give me just a second. Actually got it as a Christmas gift. It's called Myst and Ribbon. Here, let me go back to camera large. The World of the Dunee. And it's a short read, and I think it was published back in 2011. And so what it is it's kind of a brief rundown of everything about Myst up until that time. And he talks about some of the peculiar. I can never say that word. Some of the interesting things in the game, like red herrings and other misleading information in the game. He details the first game quite a lot, and does a lot of comparisons between versions and stuff like that. And so this was a really cool book to read if you are interested in reading about the differences between versions. And I think he says, if I remember correctly, that erasing the message is kind of a red herring. And it was meant it was meant to make you feel like there's some danger in the world. Anyways, that was the writer's opinion. Anyways, yeah, Ruth, I don't think you can. I don't think you can erase the message. Of course, I guess we could spend the next few hours going through every number and trying it out and seeing if it makes a difference. But I don't think we want to do that, though. Okay, let's go. We know that there's a tower. We took a look at that earlier. Up on top of that platform where the gears were. So we're going to now take a look at the library. Oh, should we listen to one of the brothers? We should do that while we're here. Let's do that. Before we do that, look at these cool books. Oh, I got a red page. Let's put it in the book. Let's see what Atrus's crazy sons have to say for themselves.
Live. Bring me a red page. I can't see it. I need a red page, you must. Beg her, bring. Shh. I am serious. Give it up.
You're serious.
There is one thing I need to rescue.
Well, that was that. I'm not going to... So, if you were hoping to see all those, I'm not going to spend the time here on this stream to actually watch all those. But we will be collecting... What I'll probably do is I'll collect all of the red pages and bring them here. All of them except for the last one. Yeah, because that's how it works. So all of them except for the last one, because we'll need to get the clue for the final puzzle of the game. Spoiler alert, for a game that's nearly 30 years old now. So yeah, so that'll be the only one we'll watch. We won't worry about Akinar. We'll just let him. He's like serious, but a little more crazy. We'll get a better sense of the kind of people they are as we go through the different worlds, because in each world, I think almost, except for one world, I believe, one or two worlds, Sirius and Akinar each have a room that kind of tell us what kind of people they are. So we have the map here. We can grab this little icon over here, and our hand icon changes. And if we hold that down, we'll see this line going on. And I think we just need to decide which one we want to do first. Let's do the tree one first. Line goes red, we let go. And we hear the tower rotate. Can you switch your view? Oh, thanks. Sorry, I keep forgetting to do that. Jaguar. There we go. Thanks for the reminder. I need somebody here to switch him for me. Or I need to find some sort of auto switcher. Okay, so we've rotated the tower. There's a couple other things we can look at here in the library. We'll notice that there's these paintings on the walls. One looks like, kind of like the bookcase, but it's different, and then one looks like the doorway, as it is now. So if you come up to one of these and click on them, does this cool little transform effect or swirl effect, which was probably pretty novel back then too. It seemed like back in the day, software that could do stuff like that was fairly new, and so they were using it because it was novel. But it looks cool. It's kind of fun. Fits the mysteriousness of this of Myst. Guess we should have looked at some books on the bookshelves, but we'll probably do that later. Because there are if I remember right, oh, whoops, I didn't want to turn around. There were a few clues. Why is it doing that? I want to click on the exact position, but I don't think I should be doing that. There we go. There's a few clues in the books that we'll have to find. Yeah. Oh, and in fact, we'll look at the books after we check out the key up here, because the way they handle the books in this version is I did not remember this. It's a little bit different than the Windows version. Cool. Back when this game came out, these graphics were amazing. I still think they're amazing. I mean, they do, especially for the time, I think they do the job. But even today, they still look, especially on the Jag, they look really good. Obviously lower resolution, but everything's clear enough, except for, and again, we'll take a look at it here right after this. But so if we come up here, we can see, oh, there's the tree. Wonder why it's showing us that. Probably where we need to go. So we see that. If we go down, and I imagine the first time playing this game, you'd probably miss this and be really confused, but you can walk around here, and there's a key symbol. So our puzzle usually has a key. And I should have a piece of paper here prepped, but I don't. Keep notes on. So we have a clue here. Can I get closer to it? Well, let me get one more step. I don't think so. So 7, 2, 4. We don't know what that's for yet. 7, 2, and 4. I love that song. I'm going to turn that back up here just a little bit. Oh yeah, you can get one more close to it. 7, 2, 4. Cool. We're going to go walk over to that tree, but before we do that, we're going to go take a look at the library, the actual library, the books, a little bit more. Turn around. Yeah, so they recently re-released this game, and it's beautiful, by the way. It's done in the Unreal Engine, Unreal 4 or 5? Not the latest version of Unreal, but the last version, and it's quite beautiful. And I believe they have a VR version, which I haven't played myself yet. I would love to play this game in VR at some point. There's a brief pause there when it's loading the video or the audio or something. Too bad they didn't smooth that out. Open that up. We're back at the library. Excuse me. Yeah, I think this game would be really good in VR. I did it again. That corner is tricky. I want to click on the exact place I want to go, but if you do that, it gives you the hand that turns you around. Oh, look at that. The door's closed. Oh, we need to do something else. Probably this painting here. Wow. Wow. Yeah, and sure, it's great in VR. This type of game is meant for VR, in my opinion. So, okay, so we're going to take a look at the books here, and I want to find a book. The book for, I think it's called Channelwood is the name. It might be this one. No, that's the Gear World. Or the Mechanical World. I think it might be this one. So the books are interesting. So we can't read anything right here. And I think in the original, you could read it from this far away. what they decided to do here in the Jag version is this little zoom thing, which is interesting. And then you just come here down to the bottom and it just goes through the pages. We're not going to look at everything here. I really just wanted to show this and see if we can find a picture. And ironically, this kind of makes, oh, this is the wrong world, I think. I think this is the boat world. I think in the original version, Ruth, it was wide like this and you could read it all. And so I think what they wanted to do was take advantage of the ability to zoom sprites on the Jag, which was a little more difficult to do in DOS, I imagine, back in the day. I don't know if I doubt it was impossible. It just, there wasn't, you'd be coding that from scratch, whereas the Jag had some hardware things built in that made that easier to do. And so they're like, oh, cool, we can zoom in and really see the detail on these pages, which leads me to believe they probably did higher resolution specifically for this. They asked the Cyan team to give them higher resolution for this specifically. So this could be special to this version of Myst. And I think this is the wrong, pretty sure this is the wrong book. Let's see if we can get another drawing here. Yeah, this is the wrong book. This is the boat world. So close that one. This one? I don't think it's this one. I guess I could be reading this and know. I usually tell by the pictures. I don't think it's this one. I think this is the one with the maze in it. Got some missing journal entries. Yeah, I think, this is the maze one. Huh. Must be this one, the first book. It's green, which would make sense. Let's see here, I've called this age Channelwood. Okay, here it is. And I don't think there's any clues for this world except for some diagrams, which we can take a look at those here really quick. And I am kind of, I am kind of rushing through this because I don't want to spend too many of these streams on this game, because I know a lot of people, they don't find these kind of games very interesting, but I've always wanted to play through this on the Jag, and so we'll spend some time here and there. We have some different text here. Wow, I didn't realize he wrote this much. And this is worth reading. Like, I think there are some other minor clues in here that you don't necessarily need. So, oh yeah, so this shows some of the diagrams for the layout of the houses up in the trees. And this is not a direct clue, but it kind of tells you that you're going to be working with a maze here. Shows you the windmill. There's an illustration of one of the houses. Come on. Is that it? Oh, that may be the last page. I could have sworn there was a diagram, and maybe we missed it, but there was a diagram for the valves. Pretty sure there was, at least in the new version there is, but anyways. Well, those are the books. I wanted to show you the books, so let's see if we can get to Channelwood here. And let's see here, it's 7:36. I'll probably play until about 8:10 or 8:15, so we have about a little less than an hour. See if we can get through one of these ages before then. That would be cool. Oh, is it at the world? There might be a piece of paper or something there, huh? Seems like I remember seeing a diagram for the valve, but they could be making that up too. So it's cool. Sometimes the butterflies are there and sometimes they're not. It's interesting. Okay, so we have this cabin here. Open that up, take a look. We have a furnace and a picture of what I assume is that tall tree we were looking at, the base of it. we have this wheel which we can turn clockwise and counterclockwise. And it looks like it does stop. Oh, look at that. There's the safe. Oh, this is interesting. An interesting difference. On the newer versions of the game, it's here on the right wall. But in this version, it's next to the doorway. And the safe is quite a bit different looking in newer versions too. Has bigger buttons. Okay, so what was our code? 724. Probably where this belongs. 7, 2, and 4. Dun, dun. There it is. Hey, there's a matchbox. Grab a match. Let's go start a fire. Should we go light the tree on fire? Oh wait, I don't think we can do that. Let's see what we can do with the furnace. So it looks like we can probably start it down here. See if I can. Here? Well, it's got to be here somewhere. Huh. Why isn't that working? Oh, I have to light the match. Yeah, that would make sense. Let's try this again. There we go. Makes sense, right? I figured we could just use like the side of the furnace or our jawbone to light the match. Oh, you don't even have to click. You just have to kind of put it over. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Turn that all the way up. Oh, something's moving. Let's see if we can go take a look at it. Well, it's going up. I can't remember if you can. Why can't I get back there? We're gonna have to figure this out. Turn. Huh. The pathway is different in this version compared to the older versions of the game, I guess. There we go. So we have to go, looks like we have to go back one. Nope. Step back twice, see if we can get over there. Do I need to turn right here? No. There we go. Huh. There it goes, up and up. So, it looks like there's a little doorway we have to get into. So we're going to let this go all the way up. Which I think it is. Hopefully we'll be able to move quick enough to get to it. This is a little bit easier in the real-time 3D versions of this game. But it's not impossible. That is weird. It shouldn't be that hard to get on the path. Yeah, I had to click like up in the top right corner for some reason. That was really weird. Okay, let's turn this down. Okay, I think it's already starting to come down. Okay, let's move. See if we get over to it quick enough. So we need to go down one this way. Or wait, no. I didn't need to do that. Let's see if we can get to it. Oh yeah, we did need to do that. No. And I had to tap up in this corner. Ah, there we go, good. I think we'll get to it here in time. Ah, that was actually easier than the real-time versions. I think they have the timing a little bit tighter on the real-time versions. I'll wait for that to come down. Oh, there it is. There's the doorway. Get in! Hurry! There we go. Now we go down. It's pretty cool. You get to see the layers and everything. Now this is quite a bit different. In the newer versions of the game, this is a lot more elaborate down here. It's like a cave, and there's a source of water somewhere, and you have to go along this path and kind of find the book back in the back. It's kind of cool. But this is cool too. Just the fact that there is kind of this hidden room in the island. Love that music. Turn that up just a bit. And we have another book. Ah, look at that. And a new world to explore. So if we watch this video, we saw the windmill there for a second. Some pathways up in the trees. I'm just wondering if this might give us some clues. Oh, it looks like it just loops like that. Doesn't give us a whole lot to go off of. Yeah, and this is different than the newer versions too. You start in a very different area in the newer versions of the game. So we're just looking at a tree here. Can't look up. There's a pathway. There's the windmill spinning. After watching the choppy Atris and Cirrus books to open these, and have the beautiful fly-through of the world was awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool that they went into all the detail in the linking books, is what they're called, and yeah, and I think like some of the worlds, the that little fly-through of the world kind of gives you a clue to some clues sometimes. It seems like they do that. But so we have these valves here, which we can move. Like that. Doesn't seem to do much right now. Let's go check out the windmill. See what we can do up there. I think there's a water source up there we can turn on. This one is definitely taking a little bit longer to load because, well, it could just, the data could be on a further part of the, or further away from the audio on the disc. But I think it's also because of the video animation for the windmill, it's taking a little bit longer to load that. It's a cool detail though. So there's lots of these valves around. Yeah, the color in this world looks way better than the original version. Particularly this world, like the color of the water especially. So it's much easier to read. Let's go up here, see what we can find. Turn the water on. Yeah, I think that's what's up here in the windmill. I'm gonna check it out. Can't remember if it's a puzzle or not. It seemed like there's a few things you can twist and turn up here. I always forget. I know we can turn the water on, it seems like there's something that's a little misleading. Let's go check it out. Yeah, because we have this. And then we have the pump back here. And I think the pump is the misleading part, because I think it's already running. Yeah, this is definitely a bit slower than modern versions of the game. But... Or are you talking about, is there lag with the audio or something? Ooh, we can go back here. I did not know we could go back here. Can we look at this? Oh yeah, look at that. It's pulling water up. Huh, cool. That's new to me. I've never been back here before. So. Yeah, Jean-Paul, sometimes it can take a little while for the scenes to load. Let's back up a little bit and turn around. Let's take a look at this pump, because there's this lever on the pump, and I don't think it actually does anything. Can I even look at it? Huh. It's weird. I'm pretty sure in other versions of the game you can look at it, but maybe not in this version. Maybe they added that as a red herring in later versions of the game. Let's take a look. See if I can... Oh yeah, I can grab it from here. Okay, that didn't seem to do anything. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to do anything. Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a red herring. But this valve down here, we can get a look at that. I think Ruth is right. We're going to have to turn this on. So now the water should be flowing through the pipes. But where should we take it? That's the question. So, I don't know if you noticed earlier, there were these boxes down on some of the paths, and those are elevators. So what we need to do is navigate the water to those elevators, to the pumps on those elevators. I can't remember if I don't think it's this first one here, where there's a path going up. I think it's this one back here. There's 2 elevators, or there may be 3. Oh, I think there's technically 3. There's 2 here down at the base, and then there's one that takes you up to the 3rd level, or maybe it's just 2, I can't remember. So if you were playing this game for the first time, you would think, oh, I should send it to the place closest. And so let's go ahead and do that, just as an example. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to send it to this elevator that's a little bit further out, to this one right here. So if we look at the valve, let's take a look. I'm going to turn my audio down just a little bit. I just realized my microphone's picking up on it. So right now the water is going that direction, and we want to switch it. Like that. Let's see if we can do anything. I think eventually we do need to send it over here, but not right now. We'll see though. Because I think there's a lock on this door. This is actually a doorway. Let me take a look at this. I don't think we can. Let's see if we can do anything up here. Yeah, it's not letting me go forward here. So, yeah, so we don't want to send the water this way. So, Jean-Paul, and maybe what I'll do is I'll turn on... They have something called zip mode, which allows you to skip screens. And so maybe I'll turn that on here. Because we're not missing a whole lot in this world, it's just a lot of trees. So, not much to look at. So, the water's running down this way now. And I'm going to run it over to the elevator to the right. Matt Smith never played this game. Really? Seems like most people at least turned it on once and then never tried playing it again. But not everybody bought it. I understand that. It's actually, if you want to give it a try nowadays, I would not suggest playing it like this. This is a little bit tedious playing it this way. I only am willing to play it this way because I grew up with it, and so I'm kind of used to it. If you want to play it today, they just released, just this last year, which I believe was the, well, no, that wasn't an anniversary because this came out in, what, 93? So next year will be an anniversary. So maybe I should be playing this next year. But they just released it. It's real-time graphics, and it moves around like a first-person shooter. So WASD, and you use your mouse to look around. And it's really quite beautiful. It's worth playing if you haven't played it before. Got all the CD games, but just never got around to it. Played Highlander with the chicken cheat, though. Yeah, that Highlander is a lot of fun with the chicken cheat. You know, if you know, so there's one attack in Highlander that makes it really easy to play, even without the chicken. And I think it's a kick. It's a jump kick, and it has, is it the jump kick? I can't remember. It's one of the kicks, and it gives you the most range, and if you know how to spam that, like nothing can beat you in that game. Okay, so we've diverted the water. Whoops, did not want to do that. Turn back around here. Diverted the water over to this elevator. And I think we can open up this elevator. Can you look at these pumps? I don't think we can. Go in here. Turn around. Close the door. And you do have to close the door manually. And we'll watch the elevator go up. And it's cool that they left these little windows in these elevators so they could run a little animation to see where you're going. So up here, can't remember if we can find a page or not. So we are collecting the red pages. For Cirrus. I'm going to get my bearings here because this can be a little bit confusing. And they did change things with these areas up here in later versions of the game to make it a little bit less confusing. I imagine they hadn't made those changes yet for this version. And so I need to be a little bit conscious. Have fun, gotta go feed baby goats. Nope, the big one. Have fun, Ruth. Say hi to the goats. Oh, those pictures of the baby goats were adorable. I need to come hold them before... They're probably already too big. Those things grow fast, so... Anyways, have fun. Have a good day, Ruth. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, there's nothing here. You know, one way I could do this is I can just work clockwise. I think that will do the trick. You have a Jaguar CD working well still. Excellent news. Yeah, and if you look at earlier in the stream, I had another copy of Myst, but it was not working. I think it has a really nasty scratch on it, but goat therapy is good. Yes, it is. But yeah, my Jag CD, I have two Jag CDs and they're both still working pretty good. The one I'm using now makes a clicking sound, which I don't think is normal if they, you know, like a brand new Jag CD. Let's see, can we go this way? We can go that way. Let's go this way. See what's over here. I think it will just reconnect eventually. Oh, there's a switch there. Ah, that is not in the new version of the game. I think you just walk up to it and there's a latch on the door in the new version of the game. So yeah, I opened something up there. Let's go check out these other rooms. Or wait, that was... Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else we can go here. This can be disorienting. especially if this is your first time playing it. And this is another reason why I would suggest playing a modern version of this game, either Real Myst or the new release that came, Myst 2021. I think it came out last year. It was either 2021 or 2020. I can't remember. Time goes too quickly. Let's go check out these other rooms, see if there's a page. I don't know where the pages are in this version of the game, and so can we go over here? Oh, we can. Can't go anywhere else. There. Let's turn around, go this way. This will lead us over to that door that we opened, I believe. Can't go much further there. Let's take a look around here. Everything's pretty abandoned. Almost like everybody got up and left in a hurry. Things are pretty dark in this version too, like these rooms are not lit very well compared to newer versions of the game. Okay, I guess there aren't any pages here. They may be up on the next level. And you'll see, you can kind of see it here, that there's pathways on a next level up here. So there's another elevator here. Let's try going up. Don't think it's gonna let us. We can try. Close the door. Yeah, it's not gonna let us go up. Because we need to divert the water down below over to that first place we tried to divert it to, but it wasn't working. But we couldn't do anything because the door was locked. So if we go down, I think this will take us down. Go down the spiral staircase. Oh yeah, there's another latch here that we can open up. And now we can divert the water over to here. So if we go over to this valve, switch it over, that should do the trick. Yeah, things just take longer to load down here, and I think it's because of that animation on the windmill. Oh. Take a look at this. Okay. There we go. Turn around, go back. See if we can find that red page really quick. And get out of here, and we'll get through this first world. This is probably going to take 3 or 4 streams, I imagine. So we may split this Myst stream into 2 weeks. And that's partly because things take a little bit longer to load. Go back up. And that elevator should be working now. There we go. We go, one more level. And if I remember right, this third floor is not quite as confusing as yeah, pretty straightforward path here. Ooh, can I walk around here? Kind of a little. Oh, you can walk back here. What's back here? Oh. This must be one of the brothers' rooms. Let's go check it out. So, we didn't look at Akinar's book, but if we did, you would have seen that he was a pretty crazy guy. Cirrus, he seems a little more focused. See if we can open these drawers. Oh, a dagger. Naturally, right? something vault access. Land in Myst. Very plain view on this. Access can be easy if the simple something first locate switches on the island. These switches to be go to the dock, and the marker switch into the off position. Oh, so something about the switch at the dock. If we switch it to the off position, something should happen. But we only have half of this message. We need to find the other half at some point. So let's leave. That's a good clue to have. Got a basin for washing our hands once we kill somebody with our dagger. Have some chairs upturned and broken around. That's kind of interesting. Let's see what's in this desk. Looks like a moldy piece of cheese or something. It looks like Cirrus has a wine problem too. Can't select that, whatever it is. Okay, let's see here. Look like there's anything over there. Oh, there's another table here. We can see the windmill too. Looks like a writing desk. There's our red page. That's what we need. So you can only carry one page at a time in this game. And so if you want to complete both Cirrus's and Akinar's books, you have to come to the worlds twice. Can I go over here? It's the same view. Oh, oops. I don't want to do that. Oh yeah, we can look at this corner. Just look at the broken chairs. It's like he got angry, or maybe he was building chairs? I don't know. It looks like he broke them. It's kind of interesting. It's a nice room, though. Lots of really nice woodwork. I don't know if we can look at the ceiling. I don't think we can. We can kind of get a view of the ceiling there. But... okay, let's keep going. Let's see if we can find the Myst book. Oh, actually, I think coming up to this third level is just to get that clue that was in the bed and to get the pages. So we can probably go find Akinar's room. Let's see what's over this way. I honestly don't remember because I've only done channel wood. Oh yeah, there's definitely something here. Let's walk around. This must be Akinar's room. Ooh. Yeah, there's like a weird mask. There's a doorway over there. Let's take a look around though before we go out there. Some sort of torture. Ooh. That's pretty bad. Whatever that is. Not good. This cool tribal mask. Can I look at it? And candles. Some sort of ritual room. What's in here? There's the elevator. Oh, that's a doorway that we came through. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's go over to this other building, because that's probably Akinar's place. Let's see what's in here. I imagine his blue page is probably here, but we won't be getting that one. Let's go take a look at this. Yeah, there's the blue page on the floor. Huh. Something probably there to scare the natives, I do imagine. Can we click on any of these other ones? That one?
I hope I pushed the right button. Very interesting device, dear brother. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? He is preparing. Remember, take only one page.
Ah, only take one page. Top. I don't know if any of these other buttons do anything. It's kind of hard to tell with this icon. They don't seem... Oh, they do. Just another one of those crazy messages. Let's see what the second one is. We can select it. There we go. Huh. Interesting. Well, enough of that. Let's get out of this place. These guys had problems. I don't think there's anything else to really look at here. Definitely a lot less fine than Cirrus's place. Okay, so we go back. Oh, I didn't want to close that. Back over to the elevator. Head down. We got our page. We got our clue. There's still some places we can look around at down below. So we're gonna head down there. Close the door. And go down. See if we can get out here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Should be able to. There's another pump down here on the lower level, which we're going to go down. Back down to. And we're going to have to change that first valve again, so it's heading out towards the center of this marsh. Switch this really quick. Turn around. Okay, so we already turned on that other elevator, which was right here, if I remember right. Which is, it's still up top. That's why we can't see it right now. But there is another one. And I think it branches to the left here. I think. Yeah, pretty sure. So we're going to switch this one over. Oh, there is another thing we need to activate. There's a pipe we have to extend, I'm pretty sure. Okay, there's the other generator right there. So we're going to make sure the water's going that way. And I assume that isn't splitting up. Let's go see what it does. Give it a try. Yep, we got it. So activating that pump allows us to turn this on. So I think there's something we have to do over here first before we head back, because we'll need to divert the water again over to this other elevator. Oh yeah. So if we go over here to the other elevator, you notice that the pipe isn't running along the path here. It doesn't show up until we get over here, and so we'll need to run the water over here. And so let's go check out where that leads. Yep. And so we'll need to divert it somewhere over there. But we need to extend this pipe in order to do it. And it's kind of hard to see in this version of the game. There's a crank. Just extends the pipe over. Alright. Head all the way back. See if we can get the water heading the right direction. We may only need to change one valve. It's back here a little ways. So I'm going to go to the left here. I'm going to turn around and take a look and see if that's the right path. Oh no, it isn't, I think. No, let's turn. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a dead end. In fact, that's where we started, I believe. I think we want to go back one more to this one. Yeah, because that's the other elevator. So yeah, we want to make sure the water's coming down this way. So we need to backtrack. I'm kind of getting turned around here. Let's go take a look. I don't hear any water right now, so... Okay, yeah, I think it's this valve. Yeah, we want to switch it. So it's going back this way. Not that path, but this path right here. Yeah. And it needs to go to the right and then to the left. So it's already going to the right. You can see it from here. And then we need to make sure this is going to the left. And I think right now it's going to the right because that was the first elevator we activated. So we just need to move this. Let's look back up. Yeah, because that's that pipe right there that we extended. Okay, and now we just need to walk back over. Let's go over here. Oops, didn't want to turn around. There we go. Let's go. Oh, darn it. Turn around. Navigating can be a little bit tricky in this game. And really, the only reason I'm able to get through it this quickly is because I am familiar with this. I have played classic Myst before on the PC. Just I've never done it on the Jag. But the elevator should be activated and should take us to our final location. Darn it, too far. Gotta learn to just keep my cursor in the center of the screen. It usually gets you where you want to go. Turn around, close the door, and here we go. We go. It would have been cool to see Riven on the Jaguar, but the Jaguar was long dead when Riven came out, if I remember correctly. Riven didn't come out until 97 or 98, if I remember correctly. And by that time, Atari had abandoned things for the Jag. Oh, there's a light in here. Interesting. Can we see that light? That would be cool. That doesn't look like it. But we have a linking book back to Myst. Oh, I wonder where that is. Whoa, where are we? Oh, there's the ceiling of the library. Ha 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 ha. I imagine that can be a little bit disorienting for first-time players. So I'm going to put the page in, and sure, let's listen to him. Might as well. See what he says.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing Red me. must continue to help. My name is Cirrus. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must read. Release me from this book which has become. Bring. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. Brother. My brother is guilty.
So this is one reason why we're not going to watch all these. Because they're really long.
I wrongfully imprisoned.
And you don't get a whole lot of information. You get some,
Bring the red page to me.
you get a little bit of story. You can sense that there's some animosity between the brothers, and I think they talk about Aetius, their father, a little bit later on. But yeah, they're really there's not a whole lot to glean there. Definitely for a first time playthrough, you're gonna want to watch them, and you do need to watch at least the very last one for either book, or the second to last one technically. But yeah. Anyways, that's Cirrus telling you to get the red pages. That's pretty much, he just keeps telling you that, if I remember correctly. But in the new versions of the games, they use, and the newest version of the game, they use a 3D model instead of an actor with full motion video, and when they first released it, and then people were complaining that it wasn't full motion video, and so they hacked in the old videos again into the new version of the game, just because it feels the 3D models aren't bad, they aren't terrible, but there's something about that full motion video that is in the DNA of Myst, and people were really missing that, and so they added it back in. So, but anyways, that's it for today's stream. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for chatting. Jean-Paul, Matt Smith, and there was one other individual, Bryce. Thanks for showing up, Bryce, if you're still there. Ruth, I know you've moved on, but thanks for joining. Wilco Ladens, thanks for joining me today as well. Regardless of the annoying videos, it was a breakthrough using the Cinepack video in-game like that. Yeah, and I think that was a big reason why Bob, I can't remember his name. It was in that interview. Anyways, the producer for this game, he really wanted this game over on this platform simply because of full motion video. It was kind of a hot thing because of Myst back in the early 90s. And so he wanted that on the Jaguar platform, and Cinepack makes it look pretty darn good. I mean, it's not as good as later like MPEG 2 compression schemes, but still it's really good, and some games handle it a lot better than others, and Myst seems to handle it pretty good. It's pretty clear, the audio is great. Anyways, it's really cool to see that, and there's going to be a lot more that we're going to see as we continue playing Myst. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And we'll be doing this again tomorrow. We'll probably get through another age tomorrow. I'm debating whether we should try. So there's one age that has a maze in it, and it's a set maze, so it doesn't change every time you play the game, thank goodness. But we may spend some time working that out on paper. I've done it once before, and it was a pain in the butt, and I want to try doing it again, but we'll see. But Matt Smith, catch you next time. Thanks again. We'll be doing Myst again tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye.